Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Your boy is back, and we are talking about the Land of Saga. Guys, please do not get me wrong when I say this, but this is an amazing, ridiculous show. Um, the thing about a show that has so much gore and so much, just things that kind of make your stomach turn. I don't know what all makes people, like feel like, man, this world's terrible. This place is a place I do not want to be or never would want to be. But seeing kids that are all mostly girls being traded off and seeing that if you even grab somebody and an expectation of it being someone else and you just being wrong, everybody who's around who sees it kind of also sees it as like, wow, you did that, that was a brave move, like you shouldn't have did that. They're not gonna step up and be like, hey, this kid clearly is not in his right mind, just leave him alone. They're gonna just sit there and watch you and see what you got. That's just how the mentality of this world kind of works at this point, right? Like, regardless of whatever you've been through, you're still going to get treated as someone on the battlefield, as someone who is disrespecting or, crossing uh, their place. And because of that, everybody's an adult pretty much, so no one's hold accountable just because, or like, you're not, oh, you're just a little kid, I'm not gonna hurt. Nah, they're gonna treat you like a full adult and want some payment out of you, some extra stuff. So I completely forgot one of my homies were in party chat, and I just went full anime talking mode. Holy smokes. I'm almost embarrassed. But anyway, we are looking so much further into the future of this show when it comes down to what I love from Thorfinn to people that know him before he's gone through this dramatic change. And that one thing really being the demeanor, the look, the overall non caring of anything but one savage goal. And I'm not too sure if this guy who's trying to bring Thorfinn back to his side, back to the side of just like not being so aggressive towards violence and killing, knowing this guy knows that's not what, he knows that's what Thor's would not want for his son after, risking his life for him to go home and live a normal life. Here he is still following the man that took him out, and even more angry than, he's probably seen most people, but for good reason. So I say all that to say this. This world of Vinland Saga is absolutely dangerous and terrifying. And I think that's why I love it so much, is because when it's so easy to get into any types of trouble, and then what do? You turn around and uh, you look at the landscape of the people who are in charge, the people who are supposedly allowing this stuff to go on, to continue to happen, to not really be bad for the people who are committing anything heinous compared to the people who just might be doing something on accident and still being tried uh, as they're the ones who did everything. Like, our boy grabbed someone's shirt thinking it was Aslad, and by it not being him, he's like, oh, okay, well, excuse me, I'm just gonna walk off, not say anything. And they straight up push him down to the ground and try to, actually beat the crap out of him. So what does he do? He defends himself like he knows how against these weak people who have not been on the battlefield and slept on the battlefield while the battle is still at a ceasefire for just a little bit, So This is the type of stuff he goes through. Thorfinn goes through daily, just knowing that he can look up and someone's about to take him out. He's always got to react. And that's another reason why I don't think the sailor, the guy from his old town from Iceland, really understands that aspect. Like, he probably does from seeing Thor's fight, but I don't think he understands that that's how far gone this kid is. But with him being the one shining light in his life, and you can almost see the light touching Thorfinn's through the prison, almost as if it's finally going to reach him, that this is what he should be doing, this is what his goal should be. But that's where the show is so dangerous. Once you have these goals, once you have these ambitions, once you have anything worth jumping towards, and if someone else finds out about it, or you're just in the wrong area at the wrong time, those dreams are gone. And we know that just like the prince knows it, right? You had someone that you truly cared and cared about you, and just all of a sudden, while you're crying and sitting in the snow, or not even in the snow, but before they were in the snow, and he was at the camp still sitting with food, the rabbit stew and stuff, that would have been the last dinner you ever spent with him. And there's no way he could have ever guessed that. But that's just this world. That's just this place that is not peaceful, that's not free. That's what it does, and that's what it's going to continue to do. So to have these episodes where there's nothing happening is actually some of the more action-packed stuff for me, because look at just what happened. We learn what Aslad's worst fear is having a blown out battle where his mother is buried. I'm guessing more or less he just does not want to. He knows the story of his mother, that wanted to carry this big ordeal of the hero who's going to come and save them and take out all the savages while you know being their king that they always admired and would want. But since she's passed away, he's buried her there. Imagine having hundreds of men, thousands of men running on that battlefield, shedding their blood and dying on your mother's, grave, is one thing that I think is going through his mind. But the other thing is there something in that town that, he doesn't want them finding out or, doing? Or is this just him showing the real, actual humane side of this savage that we've been seeing all this time? Is he really does care about that land? I mean, I understood that he had some type of ties and he had some kind of understanding of the people that were about to take him out. Like Thorkel asked him, he's like, how did you get to stay there when you're Danes and they hate you? You know what I mean? So it was already in the air that there was a special lucky connection that was spent there, and even Thorkel could pick up on it. So when Floki sees Aslad doing this freaked out face, like just turning pale, like he just saw the Grim Weeper or something, man. Like, he finally saw the king grow some devilish wings and a horn and fly off the stage and start talking. Like, he was really, really messed up after hearing that they're gonna just, approach on Wales. So I'm looking forward to seeing what actually transpires. Like, if there's something he might do out of character because of this overall transaction of battling. Not only is that happening in his mind, we get to see just his mind racing with the 100 thoughts per second, just to figure out how to keep this from happening from the springtime. Not only does he have to try to keep it from happening, if there are things there that he doesn't want to get hurt or touched or whatever, or desecrated, it then it's now turning into a race of time to somehow off the king to stop this approach there. And the reason why they're going there in the first place is because, like he says in his dialogue, that's my home, and that place is filled with people. It's like a poor place, but they have pride. They have a lot of pride. And as soon as he said that, poor with pride and, gonna fight to the bitter end and doesn't really care for certain people being around, it reminded me of Hunter x Hunter's Phantom Troop's hometown, Meteor City, where it's a dump and it's not like that prosperous, but they would fight to the bitter end to protect it regardless. They're not going to leave that place because someone else or something shows up, right? And that's what this kind of feels like is he knows what's coming towards his hometown and he's already kind of making plans to save it slash if he gets there he's going to have a home court advantage if he wants to betray and take a different stand, which he only has like 400 men of Thorkels he can trust on to try to take on this whole entire army, which the whole point of him, having the prince and getting this close to the king already was to take the approach the smartest way possible and make your way to the top, not sacrifice it all just to protect your country, right? So that's where the story is now. Interested me even more is showing humane sides of characters that have to go out every single day and pretty much take lives like it's nothing and then plunder those people and then maybe even take their families for later on trades down the line. These are the types of people we're trying to understand and have any type of bad feelings for. Like he's gonna get what he deserves, but at the same time, uh, is his ambition and is his grinding towards all this going to be for naught, or is he going to see the end? So with all that being said, I will hope you guys are having an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. Tomorrow I may be a wee bit busy. I'm not 100% sure yet, but if I'm not, I look forward to dropping some Monday content for you guys, and I should have Fairy Gone something else. I don't know if it's going to be Fairy Gone first, or if it's going to... Actually, no, it's probably not going to be Fairy Gone. I still need to watch it as I'm making this video, and I've already watched Special 7, so Special 7 should be out sooner than Fairy Gone, if I don't wait. But, you know how it is. You guys let me do what I want to do, and I love the channel that much more for it. So take care, everybody, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you for subscribing or whatever, but I'm not going to ask you guys to subscribe. I'm not going to ask you guys to like, because if you like what you see, you're going to do it. And if you want more from me, you're going to find a way out to find me. So I have faith that you can. But with all that being said, take care and peace. Oh, and I'm your boy, the Anime G, and I don't want to fall off. Yeah. Peace.